Welcome to the show, Back and Forth Sports, back with Michael Bragg, talking about the McGregor-Mayweather fight. I should say Mayweather McGregor, since Mayweather was top billing anyone. What do you think of the fight, buddy?
Clear dominance.
What?
Wasn't even close.
Okay. Trolling there.
Mayweather let him have the first few rounds, figured out how he wanted to operate, put his game plan in motion. It was over after that.
You think he let him have it, or he was feeling him? Well, I guess that's kind of letting him have it, but there's letting him have it to put on a show, and then there's letting him have it, sacrifice 3 rounds, and just to figure him out, kind of like Anderson Silva used to give up most of the first round to figure out a guy.
Yeah, vintage Mayweather, sitting back first few rounds, trying to figure out the hand speed of the opponent.
Yeah, except for not vintage Mayweather the rest of the rounds, because he actually fought and didn't camp and run.
Yeah, I think if Mayweather had fought the way he fought the last 6 or 7 rounds of that fight and a lot of other fights, he would have lost. But I think he realized that he could be more aggressive in this fight and win.
Yeah, if he studied McGregor, he'd know as his fights go on, his power goes away, so you could afford to get in reach of McGregor for a hard shot that wouldn't be so hard in the 4th, 5th, 6th round.
Although I've once heard Mayweather say before that he never studies any opponent. The way he sees it, they need to study him. He just works on what kept him.
Has he said that?
He said that before. What he works on, what's kept him undefeated. He figures the opponent's studying him because he's the man, and that he never watches tape on anybody.
Does he have other people studying tape and tell him what to do?
I don't know. And I don't know how much truth there was to that if he was just shooting out off at the mouth. But he said that once. Never looks at tape. People need to study him. He just does what he does every time. People can't stop him.
But McGregor had a good showing in that fight.
He definitely did better than I would have expected.
A lot of people expected.
But I think a lot of that had to do with the aggressive style of Mayweather. I think if he'd laid back and just played defense all night.
Like you said, he gave him the first 3, whether it was to put on the show or just study him.
Yeah.
But he did take a couple shots I don't think people expected him to take. I know Max Kellerman didn't think McGregor was going to be able to touch him. But I think a lot of people were like, oh, McGregor, he's an MMA guy. He doesn't box. Even though that's his bread and butter in MMA, is just standing up and punching. And then maybe a few check kicks just to check the other guy.
Yeah, he put on a better show than I was expecting. It was interesting. Although one of Mayweather's comments at the end about how he, after what everybody was saying about him after the Pacquiao fight, I think he was trying to make an extra effort to make the fight more exciting. I think he gave more than usual. But
it'd been interesting to see what would happen if he would have fought that hit and run style against another counter puncher. Though McGregor in the early rounds wasn't counter punching, he was just kind of checking him with the long reach and throwing a punch, not always landing, and they weren't always. Most of them weren't that good, but they still made contact. But yeah, it was a good showing from McGregor. I think he proved a lot of people wrong who gave him no respect. Though I think a lot of them will say what you said and be like, oh, the only reason he made any contact is because Mayweather let him make contact. So
there's definitely truth to some of that, because I think he was a little bit more aggressive, but you still got to take advantage of the opportunities that you get.
Yeah. I mean, the fight kind of went the way I thought it would. That McGregor could win it, but he needed to win it early. But he couldn't catch him with a knockout shot, so it went late, and that was not where he wanted to be.
Yeah, I think McGregor needs to leave the UFC now, drop his belts, and stay in boxing. Go after Terrence Crawford.
What weight class is Terrence Crawford?
No idea. That's what he too many weight classes in boxing. But I know he's still undefeated. He's a champion. Right now they're saying pound for pound, he's probably top 3 in the world.
Especially now that Mayweather's done.
With Andre Ward being number 1, I think.
But I think part of the reason McGregor could do so well is he's used to going down to 245, and this was a 255 fight. So, and he probably gained. I didn't see them give the fight night weight like they did the earlier fights. So I was kind of curious to know what he came in at tonight. Was it like 170, 165, 175? And how much did Mayweather weigh? Probably 155, 160 maybe. I mean, Mayweather came in way underweight, like 149 for a 155 fight or 154 fight.
Yeah, I think McGregor came in lower. It was like, what was it, 150?
I think he came in like 153, like lower than he needed to be.
And I think McGregor came in like 149 or something, 147, if I recall correctly.
Wait, which one was?
I think McGregor came in lower.
Pretty sure it was the other way around. You can double check that.
Their stats department on that.
Yeah. Hurry up, Chachi. I don't know. Where's Tommy? He's supposed to be doing this stuff.
Probably trying to remove the viruses from his computer from all those websites overseas he was trying to watch the fight on.
Yeah. We watched the fight legitimately. Someone else paid for it.
That's
but
right.
We bought food for the event. So, comment below what you guys did. Did you buy it? Did you go to a friend's house? What was the agreement? If there was agreement, we didn't have an agreement. We just said, "Oh, you're paying for it. You don't want money. We'll bring food."
Yeah, those clowns got enough money, and I worked too hard.
Yeah, it was fun. It was funny seeing Mayweather come in with the burglar mask. Kind of representation of him robbing people over the years in bad pay-per-views.
Might as well keep it honest.
Yeah.
Put it all on Front Street.
Yeah. I mean, for going to this fight not liking either guy that much, he came out for me though. I'm liking them a little more, but though still, I think Mayweather is an ass. And McGregor's an ass. But speaking of asses, the fight before that, Baltimore kid Gervonta Davis.
Yeah.
This was his big chance to show what he could do, defending his belt. Came in overweight, so he lost the belt. He delayed the fight twice because of equipment. He won the fight on what looked like a dirty blow. He says he won it with a body shot right before the punch in the back of the head and the push down after the punch in the back of the head. He really may have blew his shot to be a big money fighter for a while, because I think that Mayweather set him up to put on a good show against another good fighter, and he came in not explosive as everyone was claiming he was going to be. It's more defensive and kind of boring. Maybe that's why Mayweather signed him.
Yeah, I think there's some truth to the body shot, because I think that's the reason the guy's head was still, he hadn't raised it back up fully and was in the position that it was. But maybe he was expecting the guy to pop back up.
Yeah, the guy held on to him, Fonseca. Excuse me. After the punch to the back of the head, he grabbed onto Davis and held on for him for like 10 seconds until Davis finally pushed him in the back of the head to get him off. Ref wasn't too happy with that. He even kind of pushed Davis away kind of angrily after that. So I think Davis blew a big opportunity, but I mean, he's still undefeated. He's moving up in weight class, which I don't know is going to help him. Well, no, I don't know. It seemed like they I was a little confused by that because it sounded like one guy said he was going to move up, and then another guy sounded like he's going to move down. So we'll see what he does, if he even remembers the name, because I didn't know the name coming into the night. You knew about him, but that might just be because he's close to where we're located in Baltimore.
Yeah.
We're not located in Baltimore. He's located in Baltimore. We're just close.
Yeah, we'll see. He's got to clean it up way too much. I think he brought out all the frills because it was showtime.
Literally.
Mayweather, and thought he was big time. Couldn't even make weight. Unacceptable.
Yeah.
Usually talk about him being sick leading up to the fight. Maybe that was a factor. People usually lose weight when they're sick, but I don't know. It depends. I don't know if he was vomiting all week.
No, he said he had a cold. A lot of people will feed a cold.
Yeah, forget that. You gotta start with the cold.
No, you start with fever.
No, you gotta make weight.
True. But yeah, I wouldn't, like you said, I wouldn't think that would cause him not to make weight. Maybe it's just too much in orange juice or something. Shut up. I mean, I don't know how he usually cuts weight, but if he moves up, that's good, because if you can't make weight, it's probably time you move up, even if you were sick.
Yeah, I don't know how much trouble he's had making weight before, if it's just the first time. He said it would never happen again, but
yeah, he apologized.
I'm not sure if he's got a history of that, or maybe it was a fluke.
Maybe, I mean, who knows, he might not even had a cold at all. He might just, cold, it was a cold in the middle of summer. But, I mean, people have colds in the middle of summer sometimes. But, I don't know, we'll see about him. He apologized to everyone except for Fonseca for the dirty blow.
Yeah, we would be able to report on a few more fights, but for some reason we were a little bit behind on schedule. Can't remember what happened.
Yeah, I don't remember what happened either. Hey, but we saw the fight you wanted to see, so...
Yeah.
Man, oh.
Sorry, you can go down there.
You have anything else on this fight?
I think that's about it. Mayweather
wins. McGregor puts on a good show. Yeah, he did come through with his prediction of it not going the full fight, or the full 12 rounds.
And he gave, I think, realizing it was his last fight, he did a better job of trying to put on a show after all the heat from last time. McGregor took advantage of some opportunities. But yeah, needs to work on that cardio.
Mm-hmm.
If he plans on staying in the ring.
Yeah, I'd like to see him box one more time, just to gauge how good he really is. Kind of tell us whether Mayweather really did let him take those 3 rounds, or he actually earned those rounds. I think he earned another round later in the fight. I had it 5-4 Mayweather going into that last round. Obviously, you don't count the round where it gets stopped, because
he should
got stopped.
Another good test for him could be the Kid Horn from Australia.
Dude, I'd love that. Of course, I don't know what weight class they were fighting in, or he's fighting in lately. I think he would obliterate Horn, which would make it even more interesting. But yeah, I'd like to see a fighter with something to lose.
Obliterate Horn, that's ridiculous. I mean, Horn's performance against Pacquiao, even though I think he lost.
Everyone thinks he lost, unless they're Australian or New Zealand.
It's true, but everyone also thinks he had a very impressive performance in that fight.
Did they?
He did not get manhandled. He put up a heck of a fight. If you watch that fight, you know that even though I think he lost, he performed very well.
Find a picture of his face after that fight.
Face?
Yeah, Horn's face after that fight.
Yeah, I saw it on live television.
Yeah, how does his face look?
It was not in good shape.
Yeah.
But that has nothing to do with his performance.
A little bit.
Pacquiao was just a more experienced fighter. He had the better fight, but Horn showed heart like Rocky out there losing to Apollo Creed in the first fight. He knew he got the biggest opportunity in the world, and he brought it. I can't.
You can't what?
I can't say too much about Horn. He left it all out in the ring. If you had watched it, I think you need to go back and watch the tape. You have some respect.
Was it a good fight at least?
Oh yeah, it was
I
very.
don't want to watch a boring fight.
It was very entertaining. It was the opposite of, in fact, it was the opposite of this one because Horn did not get tired. It went the distance, and Horn, which is another reason why he might beat McGregor, because he went 12 rounds or however many rounds it was, and he's still showing heart.
Yeah, I'd like to see McGregor improve his cardio. Though the problem might be he's too muscular, because he comes in, like, I'd like to see him fight at that weight class again, because he comes, the day after the weigh-in, probably 15, 20 pounds heavier, while the other fighters probably, I don't know, it depends on the fighter, probably doesn't come in quite as heavy. McGregor looked like he was a weight class or two above Mayweather in that fight. So, I mean, there's variables. I'd have to research.
Yeah, he could definitely fight at a weight class or two above what he just fought at, McGregor.
Yeah, but it gives him a definite advantage to fight at those lower weight classes if he can make weight. Though, I mean, he's willing to fight 170 in the UFC against, as he did Nate Diaz, but that was like short term, and maybe his machismo got a hold of him, or whatever the Irish version of machismo is. But that's the show, folks. Calling it a night. Hope you enjoyed the fight if you watched Fight. Hope you enjoyed this if you listened to this. Obviously you are, or did if you're listening to me now. We'll see you next time on Back and Forth Sports.
So yeah.
There's